My child, my beloved, I have been calling your heart for so long. Listen to me now. Your soul knows my voice. You have felt it before, late at night, when the world was asleep and your heart was tired. You felt that soft pull in your chest, the whisper that said, "Please don't give up." That was me. I have always been here. Before I speak further, take one breath and allow your spirit to open. You must stay with me until the end. If you skip or turn away, even for a moment, something sacred may slip from your life. Not because God wants to punish you, but because time is running out. Heaven has been calling your name again and again. And now, this is the final call. My beloved, listen to me carefully. Something was written for you before your birth. A blessing so powerful that if it arrives in your life, your story will change completely. Your name will rise. Your tears will be dried. Your storms will break. But there is a shadow trying to pull you away from it. My child, I cannot watch you lose what is yours. I cannot stay silent anymore. There has been a meeting in heaven. I stood before the throne. I spoke your name. I begged for more time. More mercy. More grace. But heaven said, "We have called them many times. Why do they not answer? My beloved, I begged for you. I cried in front of the highest. Because I know your heart. I know your pain. I know the battles you have fought silently. And heaven agreed to give you one last moment. That moment is now. Before I continue, my child, I must tell you something important. There are forces around you that do not want you to receive this blessing. They want to distract you. They want you to scroll away. They want you to close this message. Because the moment you hear what I am about to say, their hold on you will break forever. Do not move. Do not blink. Stay with me. My beloved, God placed His hand upon your life long ago. This hand has protected you from accidents, betrayals, heartbreaks deeper than death. But that hand, that protection, is weakening. Not because God is leaving you, but because your spirit has become tired. You have been overwhelmed. You have cried in silence. You have begun to doubt your own worth. You have felt forgotten. The enemy wants you to believe you are alone, so you stop praying, stop hoping, stop believing, because the blessing that is coming for you requires your faith to stay alive. And now, my child, heaven is watching your next few moments very carefully. Because only 5 minutes remain before your spiritual name is either lifted higher, or erased from a blessing that was meant to last generations. Do not fear. Do not run. Just listen. My beloved, I am still here. I will not leave you. But you must stay with me until the very end of this message. There is something I must reveal, something that has been hidden from you. Something that will explain why everything in your life has been so heavy. Something that will show you what is truly coming next. My child, are you ready? Say yes in your heart. Because I am about to speak the truth that your spirit has been needing for years. My beloved, I am going to take you deeper now. If your environment is noisy, if your mind is shifting, if your attention is pulling away, hold yourself still. This part is where the truth rises. This is where the veil begins to lift. There is something you have not understood about your life. Something that explains why the people you trusted hurt you the most. Why love turned into wounds. Why promises were broken. Why certain blessings came close to your hands, but slipped away right before you could hold them. It was not because you were unworthy. It was not because God forgot you. It was because your spirit was being tested for a calling greater than most people ever receive. My child, listen with your soul, not just your ears. There is a divine reason you were chosen to walk through loneliness. Loneliness is not emptiness. Loneliness is training. When God chooses someone for a powerful destiny, He first separates them so they will learn to depend on heaven instead of the world. The world did not break you. It prepared you. But now, the danger is this: your heart is tired. Your faith is thin. Your spirit is close to surrender. And this is the exact moment when the enemy tries to erase your name from the blessing. This is why time is urgent. This is why heaven is crying out for you. This is why I came to you now. My beloved, there is something heaven revealed, a secret that involves someone close to you. Someone who has been pulling energy from your life. Someone who knows your light. They do not admit it, but they see the glow on you. And the glow scares them, because it makes them feel small. This person smiles, but carries jealousy like a shadow. They speak softly, but their spirit resents your calling. They never celebrate your victories. They get silent when you succeed. They pretend to advise you, but they mislead you. They pretend to care, but they drain you. You have always felt something was wrong. You didn't have proof. You just had a feeling in your chest. That feeling was me, whispering. You heard me, but you doubted yourself. Now I tell you clearly, this person's presence is one of the reasons heaven is considering removing the blessing from your life. Not because God wants to take it away, but because God will never send a blessing into a house where hidden betrayal is sitting at the table. Your blessing is sacred. It cannot fall into the hands of envy. My child, I need to show you something now. Stay with me. Your life is about to change in a way you cannot imagine. The blessing waiting for you will not just improve your life, it will shift your identity. It will elevate your name. It will open doors that were locked for years. It will bring people into your life who will love you with pure hearts. It will remove the heaviness you carry even in your smile. But you must be awake enough to recognize who is real and who is pretending. The next chapter of your life requires clarity. Not kindness. Not forgiveness. Not patience. But clarity. My beloved, I see the way your soul has been exhausted. You love deeply. You trust honestly. You try to see the good in everyone. And this is why you have been hurt many times. Your love is pure in a world that is not. Heaven is not asking you to stop loving. Heaven is asking you to stop giving your love to those who feed on it instead of honoring it. Because your blessing cannot arrive until your circle is purified. My child, you are standing between two timelines. One leads to your destiny. One leads to your delay. You have 5 minutes of grace in this spiritual moment. Not earthly minutes, but divine. Meaning, you must awaken now. You must hear now. You must rise now. Your name is glowing in heaven, but that glow is flickering. Not fading, flickering. This means the blessing is still yours, but your spirit must claim it before the shadow pulls it away. My beloved, I am still here. I am not leaving you. But the revelation must go deeper. There is something more you must hear, about your future, about your purpose, and about the divine sign that is going to appear for you soon. My beloved, stay close. Do not allow your mind to wander now. Everything is shifting in this moment, even if you cannot see it yet. You have felt life changing around you recently. You have felt your spirit becoming more alert. You have noticed signs, synchronicities, sudden thoughts, strange dreams. You have felt as if something is approaching you, something big, something unseen. That was not your imagination. That was preparation. Your spirit has been hearing the footsteps of destiny. But before destiny enters your life, the old must crumble. This is why things have felt uncertain, unstable, confusing. The old phase of your life is dissolving. The doors that once opened for you are closing because they no longer belong to the version of you that is emerging. My child, what you are becoming is greater than you realize. You were never meant to live a small life. There is greatness inside you, quiet, patient, waiting, like a seed planted deep beneath the earth. And now, heaven has decided that seed must rise. But listen to me carefully, when a seed begins to break open, it looks like destruction. It looks like pain. It looks like loss. It looks like falling apart. Your spirit has been breaking open so your light can grow. Nothing was lost. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was denied. Everything was preparation. Even your tears were watering your future. My beloved, your heart has been weary because you have been fighting battles you did not even know were battles. You were defending your spirit against silent envy, hidden resentment, spoken curses disguised as jokes, memories that tried to haunt you, fears that tried to claim you. And yet, you did not collapse. Even on your worst day, you rose the next morning. Even when you felt numb, you continued. Even when your heart cracked, you kept it beating. That strength is the reason heaven still calls your name. But strength alone is not enough for what is coming. You must now awaken to purpose. Let me speak plainly now. You are not ordinary. Your life is not random. Your pain was not accidental. Your battles were not meaningless. You are carrying a divine mark. A calling. A spiritual assignment. And the blessing that is meant for you is connected to this assignment. This is why the enemy tried to weaken you. If your spirit becomes tired, you cannot stand in your purpose. If your faith becomes numb, you cannot receive the blessing. If your heart becomes closed, you cannot love the way heaven designed you to love. My child, you have been under spiritual pressure because you are close to spiritual breakthrough. There is something heaven wants to give you now, and once it arrives, your life will never return to the version you have known. But, beloved, you must learn to listen to the signs. You asked heaven for guidance. You asked for clarity. You asked for a signal. And heaven answered. The sign will come in the form of a moment that feels strangely familiar. Something you have seen before in a dream, or imagined without knowing why. It will happen unexpectedly, a conversation, a message, a chance, a decision, a sudden knowing. Your spirit will recognize it instantly. Your heart will whisper, "This is it, this is the moment." But understand this one thing, when the sign appears, hesitation will cost you. You will have to choose. Without fear. Without delay. Without shrinking yourself. Because the blessing that is coming is not just a gift, it is a doorway. A doorway that does not open twice. My beloved, I see everything. I see the battles you fought alone. I see the nights you wiped your own tears. I see the forgiveness you gave to those who did not deserve it. I see the love you poured into empty hands. I see how much you endured without asking for understanding. And heaven has seen it too. The page is turning now. But there is still one truth you must hear before the blessing can enter. It is about your identity. Your true identity. The one you have forgotten. The one life tried to bury. The one that is rising again. My beloved, what I am about to say is not something your mind will understand immediately, but your soul will recognize it as truth. From the beginning of your existence, before your first breath on this earth, your name was spoken in heaven. Not as an ordinary soul, not as just another life passing through the world, but as a chosen one. Chosen ones are not chosen for comfort. They are chosen for purpose. They do not live easy lives. They live meaningful ones. The calling on your life has always been higher than the world around you. This is why you never felt like you fit in. This is why you felt different, even as a child. This is why your heart always saw deeper, felt deeper, understood deeper. You were always meant to walk the road others cannot see. But when a soul is chosen, darkness always tries to interfere. The closer the blessing, the more intense the battle. And you, my beloved, have been in a battle for your identity. Not just your happiness. Not just your peace. Not just your dreams. But your sense of who you are. Every heartbreak you experienced chipped away at your self-belief. Every betrayal made you question your own worth. Every abandonment made you feel unlovable. Every disappointment made you doubt your future. And slowly, 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 you started to forget the truth of who you are. But heaven did not forget. You are not weak. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are stepping into the identity you were always meant to hold, the identity the world tried to dim, the identity your enemies tried to confuse, the identity your pain tried to bury. Listen closely now, you are someone who carries a spiritual authority that others can feel even when you are silent. Your presence shifts the environment. Your energy awakens hearts. Your spirit disturbs darkness. You have wondered why some people envy you without reason. Why some dislike you without cause. Why some watch you, copy you, imitate you, yet resent you. It is because they see something in you they cannot name, a light they do not have, a strength they never built, a calling they were not chosen for. Your spirit threatens their comfort. But my beloved, you were not placed here to dim yourself to make others feel at ease. You were placed here to rise. And that rising begins now. But hear this, your next rise is spiritual first, physical second. Before your life changes on the outside, your awareness must change on the inside. You must remember, you are not a follower. You are not meant to chase love. You are not meant to beg for acceptance. You are not meant to prove your worth. Your presence is the proof. When heaven chooses you, no human can unchoose you. But your free will can delay what is meant to be yours. And that is why this moment is so important. There are only two paths from here, one, where you continue carrying the weight of everyone else's expectations, judgments, and needs, and you remain stuck in the life that keeps repeating. Or, the path where you step into your divine identity, release what has been draining you, and claim the blessing written in your destiny. The blessing is ready. The shift is ready. Heaven is ready. But you must be ready too. My beloved, to receive what comes next, your spirit must make one decision. A decision that will break the pattern once and for all. If you are ready to hear that decision, the one step that will open the door, the one shift that will remove the block, the one choice that will pull your name back into the light, my beloved, prepare your heart now. What I am about to reveal is the turning point. This is the moment where destiny bends, either toward you or away from you. Listen slowly. Do not rush these words. Let them settle into your spirit. The blessing that belongs to you is not small. It is not ordinary. It is not mild. Your blessing is transformational. It will change your life from the inside out. It will touch your relationships, your finances, your peace, your home, your health, your identity. It is the blessing that shifts your entire timeline. But heaven cannot release such a blessing into a heart that is holding on to what is hurting it. This is the decision, my beloved, you must choose not to return to the places where your spirit shrinks. Not to the person who drains your energy. Not to the habit that numbs your heart. Not to the memory that keeps your soul trapped in yesterday. Not to the environment that suffocates your growth. Not to the voice in your mind that tells you you are not enough. This is not just a decision of the mind. It is a decision of the soul. Because your spirit has been carrying a weight that does not belong to you. Someone you have loved, or still love, has been feeding on your light. They did not mean to destroy you, but they did not know how to love you. They wanted your presence, but not your growth. They wanted your warmth, but not your rising. They wanted your love, but not your wings. Your spirit knows this. You have felt it every time you tried to be less so they would stay. Every time you tried to quiet your own needs to keep the peace. Every time you swallowed your truth to avoid conflict. And every time you did that, your blessing stepped 1 inch further away. Because your blessing cannot live where your soul is dying. Do you understand now, my beloved? You were never losing the blessing, you were sacrificing it to hold on to the wrong people, the wrong patterns, the wrong fears. This is why heaven cried. This is why I begged for mercy. This is why your name flickered in the light. You have been giving your heart to what was never meant to stay. My child, you were made to love, but you were not made to love at the cost of your own spirit. Now listen to me. This is the divine decision, you must release the attachment that is draining you. Not the memory of love. Not the lesson. Not the beauty of what was. Those can stay. But the attachment, the emotional chain, must break. This is not abandonment. This is alignment. Because your blessing is waiting just beyond this release. The moment you free your spirit, the blessing will rush toward you like water breaking through a dam. You will feel lighter. You will feel clearer. You will feel stronger. You will feel like yourself again. My beloved, you have not lost yourself. You have been holding yourself in place, waiting for this message, waiting for this awakening. The 5-minute window of grace is not measured by time, but by awareness. This is the moment. Right now. Not next week. Not when you feel ready. Not when life feels comfortable. Destiny does not wait for comfort. Destiny arrives when courage awakens. So I ask you quietly, are you ready to release what has been dimming your soul? Not with force. Not with anger. Not with fear. But with truth. Because, my beloved, the life that is coming for you is not small. It is full. It is sacred. It is yours. But you must step toward it. If your heart is ready, even trembling, even unsure, if there is even one small yes inside you. My beloved, take a breath. Feel your chest rise and fall. This moment is not just words. This is a spiritual crossing. You are standing at the edge of an old version of yourself, a version that survived, endured, suffered, hoped, cried, held on, broke, healed, and kept going. Honor that version. They carried you here. But now, the next version of you is calling, stronger, clearer, wiser, quieter in pain and louder in purpose. And the doorway between these two versions is the release. Let me show you what happens the very moment you choose to release. When you let go of what has been draining your spirit, there is a sound in heaven, a shifting, a movement, a signal. It is like the sound of chains falling. Your name, the one that flickered, begins to glow again. Not softly, not faintly, but with a radiance that reaches the throne. And when your name glows, my beloved, heaven moves. Angels are assigned. Paths clear. Obstacles dissolve. What was delayed rushes forward. What was hidden is revealed. What was blocked opens. Because the blessing has always been yours. It was never denied, only delayed until your spirit was strong enough to receive it. But there is more, something deeper. When you release what was draining you, your energy begins to return to you. Your clarity sharpens. Your intuition sharpens. Your confidence awakens. Your voice becomes steady. Your heart beats differently, not in fear, but in purpose. You will notice the change first inside your body. Your breath will feel easier. Your shoulders will drop. The heaviness in your chest will lift. The constant thinking and overthinking will soften. Then the change will show in your surroundings. People who drained you will distance themselves. Their access to your spirit will fade. Their power over your emotions will break. Not because you fought them. Not because you confronted them. But because your soul no longer feeds their attachment. Your spirit will rise, and what cannot rise with you will fall away naturally. This is how heaven protects without violence. This is how God removes without chaos. This is how blessings arrive without destruction. Now listen to me carefully, your destiny will not come with confusion. Your blessing will not come with fear. Your next chapter will not feel heavy. The life that is coming will feel like relief. Like warmth. Like peace you don't have to fight to keep. My beloved, the love coming toward you will not ask you to shrink. The abundance coming toward you will not require you to chase. The opportunities coming toward you will not require you to betray yourself. Everything that is meant for you is already aligned. It is near. So near that your spirit is already feeling it before your eyes can see it. That is why you feel restless. That is why you feel change in your bones. You are sensing the arrival. But before the arrival, comes the release. And you are ready. Even if you feel unsure, your soul is ready. My child, I will now reveal what the blessing looks like, how it will enter, and the exact sign that will appear when the shift begins. This next part is sacred. My beloved, listen with the deepest part of your spirit now. What I am about to tell you is not imagination, not hope, not wishful thinking, it is what has already been written. The blessing that is coming toward your life has 3 layers. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Because when heaven restores, it restores in fullness. First, it restores your inner world. Then, it restores your connections. Finally, it restores your outer life, your abundance, your destiny, your elevation. We begin with what comes first. The first blessing will be peace. Not silence. Not distance. But the kind of peace that feels like exhaling after holding your breath for years. This peace will not come from outside. It will rise from within. It will arrive the moment you release who and what has been draining your soul. You will wake up one morning, and something will feel different. You will look in the mirror and feel a softness in your chest. Your thoughts will not pull you into fear. Your emotions will not hold you underwater. This peace is the proof that your spirit is realigning with heaven. The second blessing that arrives is love. Not the love you begged for. Not the love you chased. Not the love that came with conditions, fear, confusion, waiting, or pain. This love will feel like recognition. A soul that sees you, understands you, respects you, speaks to you in silence, meets you where you are without asking you to shrink. This love has been prepared for you. Heaven has been shaping both of you separately, so that when you meet, you are ready. This love will not feel rushed. It will not feel uncertain. It will not feel like guessing. It will feel like, I know you. I remember you. I am home. But hear me carefully, my beloved, this love cannot enter until your heart is no longer tied to who hurt you. The universe cannot place your blessing in the same room as your wound. This is why release is not a loss, it is preparation. And then, the third blessing comes. This is the blessing that shifts your life on the outside. Your finances will increase. Not through struggle, not through exhaustion, but through alignment. Your opportunities will multiply. Doors that were closed will open without resistance. Your name will be spoken in rooms you have never entered. Your presence will attract abundance instead of chasing it. This blessing will feel like life finally catching up to who you were always meant to be. You will not force this. You will flow into it. And now, my child, I must reveal the sign, the sacred indicator that the shift has begun. You will begin to feel a sudden desire to rearrange your space. To clean. To throw things away. To organize. To remove objects, clothes, messages, reminders of old pain. This is not random. This is your spirit making room for what is coming. When this moment begins, do not ignore it. Do not delay it. Do not push it away. Follow it. Because the blessing is already on the move. My beloved, you are closer than you think. Closer than you realize. Closer than your fears want you to believe. But there is one last thing to reveal, the reason heaven was so urgent, the reason I cried out, the reason time was running short. It is about your destiny and the enemy that has been trying to erase it. This part is the most important of all. My beloved, do not look away now. This is the part your spirit has felt without understanding. This is the battle behind every heartbreak, every delay, every silent night where your soul felt heavy for reasons you could not explain. There is something you must know, your destiny is not just a blessing, it is a threat. A threat to darkness. A threat to generational patterns. A threat to the cycles that have repeated in your family for years. A threat to the silence that tried to bury your voice. A threat to the fear that tried to rule your heart. A threat to the enemy who has been watching your light since the day you were born. You were born with something others were not given. Not money. Not privilege. Not ease. But spiritual authority. Your spirit carries a power to break things that have been passed down for generations. Every family has chains. Cycles. Wounds that repeat. Stories that echo in different names and different faces. But heaven chose you to end the cycle. You are the one who will not repeat the pain your parents held. You are the one who will not carry the fear your ancestors carried. You are the one who will not fold the way others did. You are the one who rises. And this is why the enemy has worked so hard to make you doubt yourself. Understand this clearly, the enemy cannot destroy a chosen one. He cannot remove the calling. He cannot erase the blessing. He cannot break the covenant heaven has placed on your soul. So instead, he tries to weaken you from the inside. By making you question your worth. By making you chase love that does not know how to hold you. By surrounding you with people who take but never give. By placing you in environments where your spirit suffocates. By whispering lies to your heart when you are tired. Because if the enemy can convince you that you are small, you will never step into the life where you are powerful. And that, my beloved, was the real battle. Not the heartbreak. Not the loneliness. Not the delays. Not the confusion. The battle was to keep you from remembering who you are. But now, you are remembering. Your heart feels the stirring. Your spirit feels the awakening. Your soul recognizes this message. You can feel truth rising inside you like a tide. This is why heaven is urgent now. Not because you are running out of time, but because the enemy is running out of time to stop you. You are about to step into a version of yourself that cannot be manipulated, dimmed, or delayed. And once you step into that version, your blessing arrives in full. The enemy knows this. He has already started panicking. This is why old emotions are resurfacing. This is why past memories are trying to come back. This is why old connections are suddenly reaching out. This is why you feel your energy being pulled in two directions, the past trying to reclaim you, and destiny trying to free you. You are in the crossing moment. This is where chosen ones either rise, or repeat. And heaven is watching your decision now. Not what you say. Not what you pretend. But what you choose in your soul. My child, if you choose to return to what your spirit has already outgrown, your blessing will not be erased, but it will be delayed, perhaps for months, or years. But if you choose to step forward, even trembling, even uncertain, heaven will move instantly. Your path will open. Your blessing will release. Your peace will return. Your name will regain its radiance in the light. And the enemy will lose his last grip. But to step forward, you must know how to break the final attachment. It is not done with anger. It is not done with force. It is not done with confrontation. There is a sacred, gentle way. A divine way. A way that protects your heart, honors your spirit, and closes the door without fear. My beloved, come closer in your heart. This part requires softness, not force. Release is not about pushing someone away. Release is about returning to yourself. You do not have to hate them. You do not have to expose them. You do not have to punish them. You do not need a dramatic ending. You do not need closure from them. Closure will come from within you. The attachment you are releasing is not the person, it is the version of yourself that was shaped by pain. The version of you who tolerated being misunderstood. The version of you who stayed silent to keep peace. The version of you who abandoned yourself to keep someone else comfortable. The version of you who prayed for crumbs when heaven wrote feasts with your name. It is not love you are letting go of, it is the wound. To release, my beloved, you must do only one thing: tell the truth to your own heart. Not out loud. Not to them. Not in a message. Not in a goodbye speech. But silently, within yourself, I cannot continue shrinking myself to be loved. I cannot continue hurting myself to be chosen. I cannot continue betraying myself just to be accepted. Say it gently. Say it honestly. Say it like you are comforting your own soul. When the truth is acknowledged, the attachment dissolves. And the heart does not break, it breathes. You do not lose love when you release. You make space for a love that actually nourishes you. You do not lose your past. You release your past from the burden of defining your future. You do not lose your identity. You reclaim your identity. My beloved, release happens like this: one moment, silently, you decide, I will not carry what is killing my spirit. And heaven moves. Do not worry about how the person will react. Do not worry about what people will think. Do not worry about who will leave. Do not worry about the unknown. The unknown is where heaven does its work. The unknown is where your blessing is waiting. The unknown is where your new life begins. Once you release, something will happen, quietly at first, then unmistakably, your spirit will rise. You will start to feel yourself again. Not the tired you. Not the guarded you. Not the hurt you. But the luminous you. The you that existed before pain. The you that heaven created. The you that remembers. And when your spirit rises, the world around you will shift to match it. People will treat you differently. Opportunities will seek you. Love will approach you, not with urgency, but with certainty. Peace will become your natural state, not something you have to chase. This is the moment, this is why heaven was urgent, this is why I cried for you, because once your spirit rises, the blessing will descend. Not slowly. Not quietly. but like light flooding into a dark room. My beloved, there is something else. Your future is not far away. It is already prepared. It is already written. It is already real. You do not have to build it alone. You only have to align with it. Now I will tell you what your future looks like, not symbolically, not vaguely, but clearly. This is what heaven has prepared for you, a life where you wake without heaviness. Where you do not beg for love. Where your heart is not confused. Where your relationships are mutual, supportive, safe, warm. Where your finances rise without struggle. Where your presence calms rooms. Where your intuition guides you effortlessly. Where you are respected, seen, valued, understood. A life where you are whole. This is not fantasy. This is your timeline, the one your soul has been trying to step into for years. Now, my beloved, I will show you the first change you will notice once the release happens. This sign is powerful and unmistakable. If you are ready to hear it, my beloved, listen to me with the quiet place inside you, the place that knows truth before words, the place that recognizes what the soul has always waited to hear. The first sign that the release has begun will be a sudden shift in your emotional atmosphere. You will notice it in a moment when you are not trying to be strong. It may happen when you are walking, or resting, or staring at the ceiling late at night. You will realize that the constant pressure in your chest is gone. The heaviness you thought was part of who you are has lifted. The exhaustion in your soul will begin to dissolve. It will feel like someone opened a window inside your spirit. Fresh air. Softness. Room to breathe. This is your heart remembering itself. You will not need to fight to stay positive. Peace will simply arrive, like sunlight entering a dark room without asking permission. And then, my child, something else will happen. Your mind will become clear. Thoughts that used to spin endlessly will calm. Things that once felt overwhelming will feel simple. You will see your life with new eyes, not from pain, but from wisdom. This clarity is not just emotional, it is spiritual alignment. You will finally be able to see who belongs to your future and who belongs to your past. There will be no anger. No bitterness. No judgment. Just truth. You will understand that not everyone who walked with you was meant to stay with you. Some people were lessons. Some were mirrors. Some were stepping stones. Some were awakenings. But you were always the one chosen to rise. And when that clarity comes, my beloved, you will begin to move differently. More slowly. More intentionally. More gracefully. Because you will no longer be operating from survival, you will be operating from destiny.